1311, after having a really rough go of 1310, where we lost our heir and his wife. So we have new family dynamics and households to sort out, with, our hopefully future heir, Emmett, having now been adopted into his aunt and uncle's home. And we'll start off this year with a little bit of chores, playing in the pond for Aaron, which, we can't dwell on the past forever. So it's nice to see the kids having some fun. I'd say it also makes sense that Aaron would be playing in the water, since he just moved onto this farmstead and is coming from a home that did not have water on site. Slowly, the rest of the household is waking up. We have Milo helping out with Emmett. Alma is already downstairs eating some breakfast that she made for everybody. Alma and her son having some quiet one-on-one time together. Aww. Emmett's coming to join everybody, making his way down the stairs. Tobias now has gone through losing his parent figures twice, between losing his actual mom and dad and then his adoptive caretakers. So that's really sad. But he seems to be doing all right and keeping positive overall. He has continued helping around the farm, handling the chores as much as he can. I feel as though he's probably actually enjoying having Aaron around to help out, because the cow and chickens were his responsibility before, and he can split that now with his cousin. Or I guess technically his nephew. Alma's trying to stay on top of the laundry. It got a little bit chaotic for a minute. Milo is continuing his work with bees, although this new hive has not accepted him yet. He's definitely working on that. In the house, our sweet little Madeline finally woke up, and she went to hang out with Emmett. These two are just adorable. They're both so friendly and sunny. I think Milo enjoys watching his daughter have another toddler around. Tobias joined them to do some entertainment with play. Aaron came over and wanted to say hi to his dad. Madeline's like, hey, why does Aaron get a hug and I don't? Come pick me up. While each of the family members are working on different chores or activities, Milo goes ahead and starts working with Emmett on learning some different social skills and trying to bond with each other. Alma and the chicken doing laundry, because it never ends. And of course, little Madeline doesn't really have a whole lot to be doing except explore and to play. So, unsurprisingly, she has made her way outdoors with most of the family and has decided to take out her toy spoon. Milo and Aaron have some good time talking about different things you can do with clay. And I'm sure Milo has seen some of the sculpture pieces Aaron has been making and wants to cultivate that artistic streak in him, the same way that his wife Alma, Aaron's mother, is an artist at heart. Again, Madeline just cannot be left out of the conversation and wants to be part of the family activities and center of attention. Tobias came over to join everybody when he finished his chores. He gave Madeline some attention. Upstairs, once Alma finished her laundry, she decided to take a stab at doing some more painting, and starting with a larger canvas than she's been used to using in the past. You have to wonder if maybe her art subject, the colors, may have to do with her, upcoming birth and knowing that she may have to relive the trauma that comes with losing another child if it doesn't go well. Tobias and Daisy had a bad interaction. That's sad. It seems Madeline has found her way out into the fields and is distraught, whether because she didn't know where she was, or she just felt like no one was paying attention to her. I'm not sure, but Alma went out to get her, try to calm her down with words, and then bring her back into the home to hang out with her for the day. Tobias decided to practice some archery after he was finished with Daisy. Not only is it good physical activity, but I'm sure it helps with him getting out of his head and dwelling on the fact that his pet cow from the time she was little was upset with him. Over in the Wood household, as the chickens all headed to bed, Max went out to go ahead and handle his chores for the day since he did not get them done earlier. So he needed to take care of the chicken coops and the chickens. Rosa wanted to go talk to him, but since he was busy, she went and found her dad. And they had a moment of, I don't know what that would have been. Maybe having fun and joking. They seem to be enjoying it, so we'll let it slide. Beatrice spent some time with Marcus, and we have found out that she is pregnant. So it looks like we will be expecting her to give birth at the end of this year, as well as Alma. Once everyone went to bed, Beatrice just wanted some quiet time to herself, so she went outside to work on a little bit of cross-stitch practice. The next day in the main household, Alma made everyone some boiled eggs to start their morning, and we need to go ahead and handle Madeline's child role. She is due to age up today, hopefully. So let's go ahead and knock that out. Quick reminder, she just needs to avoid a 3, 9, and 19. Yes! Okay, we get to see Madeline grow up. Before we age Madeline up, we will let her come on downstairs and join her brother and the chicken and her mom and Tobias for a little bit of breakfast. Everyone went about handling their chores for the day. I also wanted to make sure that Milo gave Madeline a bath before we age her up. I don't want her to end up permanently stinky with some glitch or something. So we'll let that go on, and they will have to delay just a little bit longer so that they can handle selling all of their goods to the trader. And where there's the trader, I'm sure we are about to see the tax collector. So they'll have to get everything squared away. While the adults are handling the financial aspects of the farm, Aaron and Tobias were practicing archery together. And it looks as though Tobias may be better than Aaron. Why is Milo trying to make himself all pretty for the trader? Is there something you need to tell us? All right. Everything's sold and taxes paid. Once Madeline was aged up into a child, Tobias and Aaron thought it would be a great idea to introduce her to all the other kids they hang out with. Of course, she already knew her family members, Rosa and Max, but it was time to meet Darius and Mina, which, unfortunately, it looks like Madeline immediately became sick. And her introduction to the group is watching Rosa and Mina immediately get into a little bit of a fight with just all the other children aside from Max being an audience. The boys all decided to go fishing, and Philip from town came across them and decided to chat for a little bit, see how all the kids were doing. He is one of the newcomers to Windenburg, who recently just married one of the Smith girls. It looks like most of the boys got bored or tired of being around an adult when they were supposed to all just be having a fun kids' day with no supervision. Except for Tobias. Tobias is very engrossed in this conversation. But no matter how many jokes he can play, once it started raining, it was time for everyone to go home. Immediately, Alma comforted Madeline, knowing that she wasn't feeling well. Since it was a little early to be going to bed, even though she was sick, Madeline decided to join Tobias and Alma at the family table to talk about the day. Of course, Milo managed to get himself struck by lightning again this year. It seems to be a common thing to occur to my Sims on this lot. Finally, everyone was ready to head to bed, and Aaron kept all the kids awake along with his dad, complaining that there was a monster living under his bed and that it was not safe to sleep. So that had to be dealt with. Nope, not even leaving his mom asleep. Had to go and get her as well. So after a while, and quite a bit of running around and pretending to spray water underneath his bed, Aaron was finally able to be convinced it was safe, and everyone was allowed to go to sleep. As we started day 3, everyone gradually woke up a little bit earlier than normal. I would say they probably were all sleep deprived, and they didn't sleep very well after Aaron's whole monster fiasco and just kind of gave up on trying to get a good night's sleep. Slowly, all the children making their way downstairs while Alma prepares breakfast. Madeline woke up, and one good night's sleep was all it took for her to manage to kick her illness to the curb. So she's back to being a happy, healthy, and very attention-needing self. The cause of all the trouble, Aaron went and fell asleep in the bathtub, of course. And for some reason, pretty much all of the Sims are extremely filthy, so they will need to prioritize getting themselves cleaned back up today. Alma is focusing her time in the kitchen before the baby arrives, trying to prep ingredients and get everything ready to do as little continuous maintenance work as possible right after the baby is born. Poor Alma was struggling a little bit this year towards the end of her pregnancy, keeping up with everything, since she suddenly was in a different home with different chore needs, with the addition of 2 children all at once. She might have been better prepared to handle it if more of her children had survived, but she has definitely, I think, gotten used to having just her 2. Her son has been a child for a little bit now. Aaron went ahead and made sure that he took care of the chores. They had a new baby chick be born, and then he and Tobias decided to try and pull and push and rake some leaves into a pile to play in them. Alma and Madeline spending some time talking. Looks like, once again, Madeline has stories to tell. And she and her daughter, for better or worse, it seems they're pretty similar. At least when it comes to their mannerisms. Tobias brought himself into the conversation to try and diffuse it, because he could tell they were getting tense, and it seems to have worked. You know, kids, I don't think it's you all. I think Alma is just in a difficult mood right now. It's probably because she's about to have the baby any moment. Emmett just playing in the bathroom. Yep. And Beatrix and Rosa coming over to help with the birth. Aaron is excited to see his aunt and touch her belly. Max came over as well. He immediately joined Tobias and Madeline in their conversation. Not surprising. Rosa went to summon her mom, since it is about to be time for her to assist. Alright, it is time for Alma to have her baby. Alright, we have a little girl. Let's go ahead and get these rolls knocked out, and then we can reveal what name Alma has chosen. Okay, so for Alma, just a reminder, we have to avoid 1 and 11. So we're good there. And for Baby, we have to avoid 1, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, and 20. She made it! Yay! You overdid it, Alma. Over in the Wood household, we have Margorie's toddler roll. So we'll go ahead and knock that out while we kind of just watch the family interact with each other. She needs to avoid 4, 8, 12, and 16. Yay! Alright, this year is going much better. Beatrice and Rosa stayed outside for a while. Marcus finally went to find them. And of course, the two of them are being stinky. Okay, and finally we get to see Margorie as a toddler now. She and Marcus will both find their way back in for the evening. She has grown up to be a clingy toddler. So we'll see how that works out for her, considering how many children there are in this household, with even more on the way. Everyone called it a day, but Rosa woke the entire family up for her own monster under the bed scare. So it's not just Aaron. Apparently this is a year of the monster. Oh, Rosa thanking her dad for taking care of that. And then everyone can go to bed again. The next day, we're going to start off in the Wood household because we are expecting Beatrice to have her baby at any moment. As everyone is getting up and moving, we see Beatrice in the kitchen, the kids slowly getting up and handling their chores and pulling themselves together. Marcus is still as unbothered as could be and soundly asleep. Arnold is still asleep after his attempts to deal with the monster last night. Margorie already in the kitchen with Beatrice. I'm sure she plans on just following her everywhere. And it looks like we have another messy eater in this household. I don't know how Beatrice is going to stay on top of everything unless she starts getting these kids to help out more than they have been. So the entire family had breakfast together. Both the children and both the toddlers. So far, Beatrice has not lost any children. So hopefully we can keep that streak going. We've had a lot of really good rolls this year so far, and it would be great. It would be great if they could continue having luck in this family. All right. Alma came over to help out when it was time for Beatrice to have her baby. It looks like she's going to handle the laundry and let Beatrice just take care of herself for a minute. She'll just be around the divider if needed. Oh boy. We ended up with twins. We have a little boy and a girl. Immediately, all the rest of the kids coming over to say hi and see them. Well, let's go ahead and knock out these birthday rolls and see if the children get to stay with us or not. Alright, so for this, since Beatrice had twins, I'm going to roll mom baby, then mom baby, based on the order they came out. So Beatrice, also because it was twins, has to avoid 1, 11, and 15 each time. And the babies will have to avoid 1, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, and 20. So let's see how Beatrice does first. She's good there. And then baby Sebastian was first. He did not make it. Let's see, Beatrice again. she's okay. And then baby Ariel gets 18. She's okay. Alma is still handling all the chores. And unfortunately, this is the first All Souls Day that Beatrice has her own children to mourn. Back in the main household, as everyone was getting home from the Wood household and helping there, they were met by Bella and Mortimer Goth. They had decided on All Souls Day to try and reach out to their daughter and found out that she actually passed away last year. And due to their estrangement, they didn't even get to know until now. Milo and Alma are not pleased with Cassandra's parents. Milo, Tobias, and Madeline hanging out, making jokes, and trying to cheer each other up, even though it is a very somber day of remembrance. Maybe humor can help, because this is also the first All Souls Day Tobias has had to go through since losing his adoptive parents and his bio parents. Mortimer and Bella decided to visit their daughter's gravesite before leaving for the evening. Mortimer's probably questioning whether he did the right thing to have cut her off completely, if anything might have changed if they had kept in contact with her. And that is where we end 1311. In our main household, we had Madeline turn into a child, Alma had a safe birth, and we added baby Cassandra to the family in honor of the belated Cassandra Walter. And we have also gotten quite a bit of money saved up due to sales. So hopefully we have a really good harvest next year, and they will continue potentially getting ready to get some skill activities, because as we get closer to having a bunch of teenagers in the house, they will need to be able to learn some skills that will help them in their futures. In the Wood household, Margorie aged up into a toddler and has to become quite clingy, which will be interesting to see if that affects her happiness and behavior growing up, as she is in a household with 2 children, 2 toddlers, and a newborn baby. Unfortunately, Beatrice did have twins this year, and she experienced her first loss of a child when baby Sebastian did not make it. His little sister, baby Ariel, however, is with us, and hopefully will continue to do so. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in 1312.